Would it surprise you to learn that one of the world's most important Christian leaders, second only to the Pope, lives in a country where 99% of the population is Muslim? His name is Bartholomew, and he's the patriarch of 300 million Orthodox Christians. He lives in Istanbul, Turkey, the latest in a line of patriarchs who've resided there since before there was a Turkey, since the centuries following the death of Jesus Christ. That's when Istanbul was called Constantinople and was the most important city in the Christian world. But times change, and in modern Muslim Turkey, the patriarch does not feel very welcome. Turkish authorities have seized Christian properties and closed Christian churches, monasteries, and schools. His parishioners are afraid that the authorities want to force Bartholomew and his church, the oldest of all Christian churches, out of Turkey. His official title is impressive. His All Holiness Bartholomew, Archbishop of Constantinople, New Rome, Ecumenical Patriarch. Ecumenical means universal, and worldwide, 300 million Orthodox Christians look to him for spiritual guidance. We first met him in Istanbul. It was Easter, and worshippers from throughout the Orthodox Christian world had come to celebrate Christ's resurrection on the holiest day of their calendar with the man who they see as their Pope. My first question is this: how should I refer to you? As your All Holiness, as Patriarch, as Ecumenical Patriarch? What is the proper way to address you?
Bartholomew. The official title is Your All Holiness.
Your All Holiness.
But for me, Bartholomew is enough.
For him, perhaps, but not for us. And while His All Holiness may occupy the ecumenical throne, his quarters are a far cry from the Vatican. His office is cramped and relatively austere, his desk littered with papers. No Michelangelos here. All that's left of a Christian empire, once ruled from Istanbul, is a complex of 9 buildings, tightly squeezed onto less than an acre of land. Now, is this the Vatican of your church?
Well, our headquarters.
It's called the Phanar, and it's been the heart of Orthodox Christianity since 1599. His All Holiness promotes an informal atmosphere here. There's none of the ritual that surrounds the Pope in Rome. And there's no cathedral, only a modest church. The neighborhood that surrounds it used to be Greek and Christian, but today is predominantly Muslim. The Phanar is so small, our tour didn't take long. It had just ended when a Turkish policeman informed the Patriarch that there was a threat on his life. It turned out to be nothing, but church officials say previous threats have been serious enough that the Phanar is surrounded by barbed wire and cameras, and the Patriarch has 24-hour protection. I think a lot of people would want to know, Your All Holiness, why the leader of so many millions of Orthodox Christians in the world lives in a country that is 99% Muslim.
Because we are here before this country becomes a Muslim country, much earlier, since the very beginning.
Since the very beginning of what?
Of the foundation of our church, of the Church of Constantinople.
And in the beginning, Istanbul was called Constantinople, the ancient city on the Bosphorus, where east meets west. The city's skyline is dominated by minarets. At Friday prayers, the mosques are teeming. But the city's richest and most renowned Christian churches are museums today, meccas for tourists, not for worshippers. From the Chora Church, with its fresco of Jesus, whose eyes seem to go right through you, to the Hagia Sophia, the first great church in Christendom and an architectural wonder, built 1,000 years before St. Peter's in Rome, and for centuries, the most important church in the Christian world. Fast forward a few centuries, and it's hard to find Christians in Istanbul. This church holds 500 people, but during its Sunday services, its pews were practically empty. It was the same everywhere we went. At the turn of the last century, there were nearly 2 million Orthodox Christians in Turkey. 1.5 million were expelled in 1923, and another 150,000 left after violent anti-Christian riots in Istanbul in 1955. Today, in all of Turkey, there are only 4,000 Orthodox Christians left.
We are treated as citizens of second class.
You're treated as second-class citizens.
And we don't feel that we enjoy our full rights as Turkish citizens.
If you're treated as second-class citizens here, and you are Greek, why don't you go to Greece?
Because we love our country, we are born here, we want to die here. We feel that our mission is here, as it has been for 17 entire centuries.
17 centuries.
17 centuries. And I wonder why the authorities of our country do not respect this history.